All right. We've got our second semifinal coming out, and well, this should be interesting.
Zhihe versus United States of America, 美国Liu
So for China, it is Zhihe, and she's going to face Jaelyn Liu, who had a really tough quarterfinal bout. Referee for this match is Mads Vetle Hertzkov of Denmark. Video referee Simona Pierucci of Italy. And it is Liu Guren of Hong Kong and Anhelina Simbolyet of Ukraine, our floor judges.
So how did we get here? He was seated third coming out of the pools. Had a bye in the 128, and then beat Atmaka of Turkey, then beat Katantan of the Philippines, then beat Song of Canada, and to get to the top four, she beat Ruta of Italy. Liu was seated second coming out of the pools, of course, by on the 128, beat Liang of Canada, and then beat Makowska of Poland, and then beat Han of China. And to get here in that crazy bout, 8-7 winner over Kuritsky of Italy on a crazy last action.
Israel.
Of Israel, sorry. And we saw in that, in that bout, Kuritsky only scored 7, but 2 of them were scored on really weird ones. A bell punch, which was one, and then a second one, which was bizarre, when Liu got parried, the referee and the video referee decided that she dropped her weapon sort of on purpose or whatever, and they gave her, for delaying the bout, another red card. So it was crazy. And then, of course, that last action could have gone either way. To the eye, it was hard to see, but it turned out it was riposte no and remise yes. And the defending champion and current junior champion and the youngest women's foilist to ever win a World Cup, as she did in Hong Kong, China in January, Jaelyn Liu is still here. And also the P yellow, which we saw against Koretsky of Israel in the previous one, sort of odd.
They haven't been used consistently.
In the foil.
In foil.
I'm sure we'll see plenty of it in the épée.
Okay, this is important. I have gone to our experts who are sitting right behind us and asked them how to pronounce this. Zhihe. Zhihe.
Okay, but it's Zhihe.
Zhihe.
Not just attack. You heard the blade contact. It was a beat attack. The beat gives the right of way to the fencer. And the story of this competition, there was one story. It was whether Liu could defend her title, whether she could become a double world champion. Actually,
Lauren Scruggs.
And then there could also be a team event.
Yeah.
It's going to be triple.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah. Look at Tia's blade. It's facing directly to the sky.
She's trying to keep Liu from attack fair.
He definitely can't get the blade. That's true. Good point. But now that Tia has pushed Liu to the back here, and for those following yesterday and today, we know that Liu is very comfortable with that back there. It's not like the normal disadvantage that most fencers have. She's very effective. She's hard to hit, hard to get through her parries.
And we will go to our first 1 minute break. 3 for Jaelyn Liu, 1 for Tia Zhihe. And Liu looks a lot more comfortable than she did the last time we saw her.
Maybe it was a styles clash that she had with Koritsky.
Well, I mean, Gilly Koritsky is a very talented fencer. And I think, you said when we were talking about this earlier that actually Koritsky's style was more like Liu's.
There were mirror images.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, she was frustrating Liu because Liu now knew what it felt like to push someone to the end of the piece and not be able to hit her. Same thing was happening. It was a question of who had the lead and who had to then push. Right now, this is where Liu wants to be. She has the lead. Because if she gets pushed by Tia to the end of the piece, that's almost like an advantage as opposed to a disadvantage, which is very rare.
All right, referee Mads Hertzkopf calls them to the line. We'll begin our second period.
I thought actually in the previous bout against Koritsky, Liu was almost a little bit tight.
Mm.
It didn't seem like she had her feel. And it looks like once she got past that, she looks a lot more like she did yesterday and earlier today.
That's right.
Well, what Tia's blade was again facing towards the sky. Liu saw an opening.
What was it that you called the warning track there for Liu as her office?
It's her office, yeah. He sets up shop back there. Looks like you should get a desk and a lamp and a phone and just start parrying.
Well, Tia's got Li Shang in her box, the Olympic medalist from London.
So just to let everyone know, with the P cards, when you fence for a minute with no touches scored and no off targets in foil, you get a P yellow card. If it were to happen again for another minute of fencing, it would be a P red card and a point for each fencer. And then if it happened a third time, which we don't see very often, P black, it's the fencer who was the higher seed coming into the competition, not the one who earned the higher seed out of the pools. And a lot of fencers don't understand that. It's really unbelievable. High-level fencers. It's whoever was seated higher coming in, which, of course, is Liu. She's the number.
Well, you don't see... I do a lot of épée, okay? I deal with passivity calls all the time, and they are very strict. And even the scoreboards have got lights that come on when a minute has passed without a hit being scored. It's a shot clock.
Yeah. We see it in épée a lot. It's used tactically. And you don't see it that much in foil. And I don't think we saw it for the first couple of days.
No.
And ironically, the 2 times we saw it is with the most dominant foil fencer we have here. It's Liu. Look at that. 1 foot on the strips, 1 foot off the piece, rather, sorry. And it's like nothing for her to make the parry and the
Well,
repose.
he just leaned back.
Yeah. Meanwhile, after that very close first period, Liu's completely opened it up. And it appears that after dodging the bullet in the previous bout at 8-7 over Karitsky of Israel, that she could be on her way to the gold medal. It's a little bit early, but it looks like she's in good shape here.
I mean, that's the first shot on target for Tia in quite a while.
It's been a long time as they go to the break here.
Time runs out here in the second period. And Jaelyn Liu looking very comfortable.
She looks like she's relieved after just to be here. She almost wasn't here. She was almost out in the round of 8 in the quarterfinals. And at this point, she doesn't have to attack. Yep.
I just wanted to say, while we've got this picture up, that Tia is standing on the piste, and Zheng is standing on the floor, eye to eye.
Look at it's one tall dude. She's got to take all sorts of crazy risks now.
Mm.
You know, Tia. There's no other thing. Whereas Liu has to take 0 risks. And not only does she have to take 0 risks, she can go back into her comfort zone, back at her end of the piste. Probably the smartest thing to do is TA is going to be single-mindedly focused on attacking. She has to get touch after touch after touch, and she's not going to be.
That works completely to Liu's advantage.
Yes, and as opposed to just letting her get comfortable setting it up, just do attack and preparation right in the middle, and because TA is not going to be thinking about defense, she's only thinking about attack, so she's going to be vulnerable right in the middle. Let's just see if Liu takes that little surprise tactic here, not as opposed to just giving up ground and going backwards.
Still attack left.
She tried it, but Tia was able to get the off-target light. Why the halt? Was it before or after the riposte from the left? Soon to
That's
find out.
Hertzkoff's going to look at the video. You're going to find out. Well, Tia got a hit in the first period, and it's taken her 2 periods to get her second.
attacking to the flank or under the arm of Liu is dangerous because she has a way to keep her arm back. Her arm is generally very close to her body there. It's almost like her elbow's behind her torso at some point. That's a closed target.
Attack number 11. Okay.
Yeah, still attack left.
At least 3 attacks off target by Tia. She has to try to get that on because she's getting through, and Liu is just counterattacking her, and probably a little lucky that she hasn't been hit a couple times.
Again, Matsurchkov goes to the video. Oh, okay.
I think the reason that attack is touche is because initially TA was short or missed, and that ended her action.
Attack.
Well, after watching Liu become world champion last night and watching her, today, it's easy to forget that she's still 15.
Liu?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I think she's older. I think she might be 17 now. I was
told this by.
Well, we'll check.
Yeah, we'll check.
We will check. One thing I can guarantee you, because we're in the cadets, she's not older than 17.
Well, yes,
That I can guarantee.
But somebody said to me, I don't know if it was Dawn, but somebody said that she hasn't yet turned 16. Well, I don't know.
Off target again. Well, we have seen one other generational talent here in Pan in the saber.
Yeah,
Right.
And maybe that was it.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But we've seen a couple fencers who are really dominant, and it's quite amazing when you can be at the cadet age level and still be able to win at the juniors. So this seems to be a bit of a walk in the park for Liu, although she had a couple closer ones during the day. Liu is 16.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just looking on the FIU website, but I can put that down.
How many times have we been down on Tia's end of the piece? The whole bout? Not many.
No. Attack in preparation.
Liu daring TA with the point in line and trying to do actions off it. The last couple have worked.
Well, it's 0.64 seconds, and that's it. 14-3. Jaelyn Liu into the gold medal match. Tia Zhihe is going to take home a bronze medal along with her teammate Shuang. And 2 medals tonight for our host, China.